In response to a comment that Fede left on my previous video, he says that we gamble, when we procreate, we gamble on the quality of life that the person whom we are creating is going to have. I don't think that that's really a sustainable position, a sustainable opinion on the whole issue of motivation for procreation or moral diligence in procreation, for two reasons, although there are many others. First of all, if you say that we're gambling on that person having a good or a bad life, that assumes that there is some sort of litmus test that allows us to determine independently and objectively whether or not someone has a good existence. And I would argue that we have no way, really, ultimately, of knowing that. I don't have any way of evaluating someone else's experiences, because experience doesn't work like that. Experience is, by its very nature, first person. You can't experience someone else's experiences. So I don't know if somebody is having a good or a bad life. I really don't know, and I can't know. And I'm quite prepared to narrow the discussion to that one point, if anyone's game. Secondly, I don't think that it's a roll of the dice, because it does seem to imply that once the die is cast, it's all out of our hands. No, it isn't. It's never out of our hands completely. I won't say that it's all in our hands, but I do believe that we do have a certain amount of input in it. It's anyone's guess or anyone's opinion as to how much input we do have in terms of our own quality of life, but I do believe that we do have some input into it. As I mentioned, the capacity to love is certainly something that we have, or we have the opportunity to cultivate, and love alters our perception of everything. Amor fati. I think that we can choose to do what we can to improve the quality of our own existence. If we choose not to do that, that's fine as well, but again, it's a question of choice, isn't it? Do we have, and again, I guess I would ask this of anyone who would disagree with this, do we have the faculty of choice? I'm not asking if we have free will. Do we have a choice? Do we have a choice in what we do? Which is kind of, central to all of this. If we have a choice, then one would assume that we ought to engage it, if it will improve our quality of life. If we don't have the faculty of choice, then I would argue that this entire discussion is pointless, because you can't really argue either for or against anything, because we are simply doing what we were determined to do. We are thinking what we were determined to think. We're not even going through the motions of anything. There's no nothing here going on. So there's really nothing to do. If we don't have a faculty of choice, then there's no point in trying to advocate for or against antinatalism. It doesn't make any sense. So presumably we do have a faculty of choice. And if we do have a faculty of choice, we can apply that faculty of choice to our own lives, vis-a-vis improving, or I guess making our lives worse, making our lives better or making our lives worse, get busy living or get busy dying, however you care to phrase it. And if we do have a faculty of choice, that takes away, or that detracts a lot from the gambling metaphor, because it's not as though we're thrown into a series of circumstances over which we have absolutely no control. We have some control over some aspects of what we are and what our quality of life is. And if we have some control, then it's no longer just a gamble.